your brand isn't just seen as felt. And that feeling is your superpower.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work, an award-winning podcast where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
I thank you very much for tuning in today. And so, here's what we're going to talk about. What do people feel when they interact with your brand? Sometimes we don't consider what that may look like, feel like, sound like. And so some of the things that we would really like to consider, what is your tone in your message? What are the visuals? What do they mean? How do they inspire someone to buy something or inspire for someone to listen to you, whatever that might be? And what is your customer service like? Because all these things shape that emotional impression. So I will just come from a customer service perspective, but it kind of goes across the board for any and all the other parts that I'm speaking about, because this part right here is more of the verbal side, where the other ones are more, can be more visual. But you would like the visual to have a voice unto itself. So I remember working in customer service, and I was one of the top representatives in this one particular call center. Again, keep in mind, I was always in a healthcare profession where I was in either a provider services perspective, meaning I'm speaking to providers, talking about verifying insurances and what the coverages are or whatever else. And then the flip side, member services, doing the exact same thing. And so, but there's one customer service perspective. I was one of the leading customer service reps because my demeanor, my willingness to help, my ability to listen, and to effectively and efficiently solve the situations and or problems for that particular provider at any given time. And so there's one, specifically this one provider was always a joy to speak to. And eventually, unbeknownst to me, there's one individual was attending a conference where some of my superiors, some of my people that were above me had attended, and they were speaking about me and my experiences they had with me, which ultimately allowed me to have a great rapport with my superiors at that time. And so I was able to bring a sense of feeling and emotion to the organization, because the feeling was that we were a friendly company, that we knew what we were doing, that we did not cause a whole lot of negative energy. And so I brought that same type of energy into what I do with Chisholm Group LLC. And so when you listen to this podcast, all I still would like to do is inform you, help you out, and in an time effective and efficient, timely, effective, and efficient manner to ensure that you get the information and that you can now move on and utilize it in the best way you know how at that time. And from a podcast perspective, you can come back and listen to it again, listen to what's going on, just use it as motivation. So, how do you have people to leave your conversation, to leave looking at your brand, right? And so let's go back to some of your visuals. Are your visuals not just a flyer or a logo, but how about your pamphlets, your handouts, your PowerPoint presentations, your webinars? What does that feel of all those elements? What is the feeling that you're putting out there for all those elements? And even when you're delivering it, what is the tone? Are you putting out a friendly tone, a curious tone, a tone that is all of those above, but also a commanding, hey, we're confident in what we're presenting, and we understand that we are solving an issue that you as a consumer has. And all of these things shape the emotional impression people might have of you. How many of you are concentrating on that? And I started with customer service because sometimes that's your vocal side, and you have to deal with people, potential customers and clients or whatever it is. And so you get to hear how you say certain things and how your body language or whatever it is. And so people can kind of get a better feel of you. And so does the visuals complement your attitude? Does the visuals complement the words that are coming out your mouth? Because sometimes those two can be in conflict with one another. So let's ensure that everything relatively goes together. That's why you need to probably speak to a coach or whatever it is, a graphic design, whatever it is, right? That to help you put all this together. Because let's understand why this matters. See, the way you make people feel is your brand's true signature. And in the long run, it's often what sets you apart. Let's keep that in mind. That your authenticity, you being original, you being yourself, is what sets you apart from any and everyone else. This is what makes up your brand. You're when you look in the mirror and you're honest with yourself and you're moving things along and you understand, hey, this is how my tone, this is how I feel. And yes, I want to transform lives, but I'm also having a true message that touch my customers and I'm answering some of their questions or concerns, and the visuals sound right. My tone is correct for that particular industry. So all these things put together is how you develop your brand's true signature. So again, your brand isn't just seen, it's felt. And that feeling is your superpower. Continue to be you. Continue to be authentic. Continue to speak in power. Continue to listen to the feedback loop on how you can improve and do it all over again. See, the challenge is not settling. It's constantly evolving. See, that's a challenge. Because we think, hey, we're going to get to this one point and we're done. Well, no. The joy is in the journey. Keep that in mind. The joy is in the journey. That's where your authentic self comes out. And that feeling of accomplishment for yourself that actually exudes outside of you as you're helping someone else, that is your superpower. I'll talk to you a little bit later.
Thanks for listening. Follow Maurice Chisholm on social media to stay connected and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work. Or will it?